Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist from Subaru Prince George here, and today I have the pleasure of going through the most affordable all-wheel drive vehicle available in Canada with you. This is the 2024 Subaru Impreza hatchback. Now this is the convenience trim, so the entry-level trim. Most affordable all-wheel drive vehicle you can get in Canada. So they don't skimp on the all-wheel drive system. It's still Subaru's full-time legendary symmetrical all-wheel drive, and it's still very well equipped for what it is. And this is in the magnetite gray. Now, I did give it a bath about 15 minutes ago, dried it off, and as you can see, it's a little smoky out. There's a forest fire semi near us. It is covered in ash, so I do apologize about that. I couldn't keep it off. But very, very well equipped. All of the Imprezas, even the entry level, have steering responsive LED headlights. So these are ridiculously bright. I will show you what they look like when they're turned on towards the end of the video. I may even set it up so that you can see the steering responsive portion of the cycle. But this is the smallest vehicle in our lineup, hatchback, all-wheel drive car. Now, being the most affordable, you do get steels and hubcaps with the Impreza. I have quite a few people who keep these, use them for their winter tire set, if they decide to run 2 sets of tires and wheels, and then they get a nicer set for their all-season should they want. But yeah, smallest hatchback, it's essentially a lowered Crosstrek, or you could say a Crosstrek is a lifted Impreza. There's a good amount of room, good amount of comfort. They drive amazingly well. The fuel efficiency is ridiculous on these, even being all-wheel drive. Now, the fuel door is on the rear passenger side. So it's tied to the driver door. If the driver door is unlocked like it currently is, pop it open, there you go. When it's locked, a pin shoots out of there, locks in the corresponding hole, and someone can't steal it. Now, when I click the lock button, pin shoots out, locks in the hole. You couldn't open it. So unlocked, locked, there you go. Now, my favorite view of the new Impreza and the new Crosstrek is the rear 3/4, and it has a lot to do with that new style taillight. I love how it wraps around with the reflector. And I think there's a good amount of red and black, and I think that kind of sets it off. I think it looks good on every single color, specifically the darker colors. Of course, Subaru's symmetrical all-wheel drive badge. To open it, right between these 2 stars, a little rubber switch underneath. That's how you find it. You just kind of line up with those 2 stars. You're not fumbling around. Backup camera. And there's a surprising amount of storage in the back of the Impreza. Tall, wide, and deep. We've got a little storage cubby here. We've got cup and bottle holders on each side. Now, this storage area is the exact same as the Crosstrek, but because there's no spare tire and you get the fix-a-flat kit, and tools, of course, this sits a little bit lower, so this isn't covered like it would be in the Crosstrek. We've got grocery bag hooks on either side, a nice halogen cargo light. And we have nice hard mount physical tie downs at the front of the storage area. Easy to secure stuff. We still get the little mountain motif with the Easter egg in there. And then these seats can be folded down if you need additional storage. Lift, push, lift, push. Of course, it depends how far those front seats are reclined, but you can dramatically increase the amount of storage that you have in the Impreza. I've seen people fit table and chair sets in them. So functional, very, very functional. Easy to close hatch. Sometimes you gotta give it a little bit more than I did there. Second row. There's a lot of headroom, a lot of legroom for taller passengers, even with it being a smaller hatchback vehicle. These seats go up really easy, one-handed there. Yeah, good headroom, good legroom. It is the light and dark gray 2-tone cloth upholstered interior in the convenience. You can fit up to 3 people comfortably across. We do have the latch system, the lower anchors and tethers for children. And it's just Velcro and latch in there. So makes installing and uninstalling child seats a lot easier than in the past. There's a map back pocket on the rear of the front passenger seat. We've got a textured step, great for children getting in and out. That is designed to be a step. And we do have these little doors on the roof. And you have, of course, corresponding slots on the other side, and you flip these doors up, and that's where you would get the accessory crossbars installed. They bolt right in. Very, very functional, very, very strong. Rear door card is hard touch door card with a soft touch armrest. Surprisingly soft touch armrest. Power window switch, easy grip handle. Now I know I can't show you, but my fingers actually sit in. There's a little indent, makes it easy to grab, which is nice. Children will appreciate it, older people, people with mobility hand issues will appreciate that. We've got a little bit of storage with the bottle holder and the all-important child lock. They sound solid. Solid sounding doors when you close them. Not tinny like some of the other vehicles out there today. Up front, door card looks very, very similar to that of the rear, except we've got soft touch door card, soft touch armrest. The front two windows, even in the convenience, the entry level, are auto power windows up front, regular power windows for the rear, and we have window lock if you need that, stop people playing with it. We've got our power mirror adjustment and a little bit more storage with the bottle holder. Driver's seat is the same seating material as in the second row, that light and dark gray cloth upholstery, but the seat itself, the bolstering's different, the materials are different. These seats are designed for long distance driving. They're gonna put you in a more relaxed position. You're gonna be less fatigued at the end of a long day of driving. Less fatigue means you're less likely to be involved in an incident, which is always a safety thing. So Subaru is all about safety. Seat is also height adjustable, up and down, depending how you like to sit, how tall you are. By the driver's left leg, we have the little scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, fuse box below that. On the inside, keyed ignition in the convenience, only trim level, the entry level, that comes with this. That's probably the most basic part of the car. We've got our trip reset button right there. Steering wheel is a plasticky rubber combo, nothing overly fancy. It's not leather wrapped, anything like that. Still feels good in the hands. It's not hard. It's not gonna hurt your hands. Bottom left of the steering column, pull down. You have both tilt and telescopic adjusting steering. So you can adjust it for drivers of varying leg, arm, and heights. Leg and arm lengths and heights. Sorry, there we go. Took me a second. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got source, which switches from AM to FM to satellite to USB to Bluetooth, etc. for your music. We can switch between presets. We can accept phone calls, hang up or mute, issue voice commands, or access Google Assistant or Siri through Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Volume toggle is left to right. Used to be up and down, and I catch myself on test drives messing that up. But this now changes our small little center display, and it gives us different info depending what we're looking at. Of course, we're sitting here not doing anything. It says we're getting 37.4 liters per 100 kilometers. We know that's not true. These get ridiculously good economy. Right-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got adaptive cruise and lane centering. Now, both of those use these three black boxes, those color stereo eyesight cameras, to look for cyclists, road lines, pedestrians, and other vehicles. They're responsible for automatic emergency braking, lane sway, pre-collision throttle management. All of the safety stuff is from these three boxes, and they're a set of eyes looking out. And actually, speaking of looking out, the visibility in the Impreza, and I've just got this in front of my face and I'm turning, showing you exactly how I'd look. Like, the visibility is phenomenal in these. Very, very easy to use. Easy to see out of, safe. Visibility is great in these. So, lane centering will help keep you between the lines above 60K an hour. Adaptive cruise, when I turn it on, I get an image of the Impreza there, and you can see there's 4 bars ahead of it. Those 4 bars are the distance behind the vehicle ahead of you that you'll follow at if you catch up while using cruise. So 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is roughly 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. And you can decrease that follow distance if you want. The way you do that, you press the down arrow, increase it all the way up to 4, down to 3, 2, 1. So 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour is, like I said, between 150 to 180 feet behind the vehicle ahead of you. As they slow down, you'll slow down, get a little closer. But 4 is the max follow distance. Lane centering, turn that on. You get the little image of the steering wheel on the top right there. Above 60 kilometers an hour, those 2 lines, when the cameras can see them, will illuminate white. Same white as the distance markers for the Impreza there. And above 60, it'll actually give you gentle steering input, help keep you in the center of your lane. It'll help take you through corners. We're not hands-free, but if you have a chance to let someone show you how this works, I recommend it. It's very, very cool. I didn't think I would like the lane assist, the lane centering, adaptive cruise. I love it. Coming from someone who has never had it in their own personal vehicle, I get frustrated after I demonstrate this, and then I go on a road trip without it. It is nice to have. Wipers on the right-hand side, pull and hold towards yourself for fluid. Easy to use, as you'd expect. 1UP does a mist setting. We've got intermittent controlled by the collar. We've got slow continuous and fast continuous. The back window is off the end. And I know you probably can't. Oh yeah, there you go. And twist and hold all the way and you get fluid as well. We've got two 7-inch displays. You don't get an 11.6, you get two 7-inch displays. We've got our four-way flashers covered by this white sticker. And then behind these stickers, we have some buttons. Home, radio, media, and phone. Exact same stuff that we have up here. Under apps, you have wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. That is right. In the convenience, the entry level, it is still a wired connection. You have to get the 11.6 to get the wireless. You've got settings you can change, general sound, phone, and radio. Easy enough. Home button always takes you to this screen. Hook up your phone to Bluetooth. Radio is AM, FM, satellite. Media is anything that isn't integrated into the car. So Bluetooth, auxiliary, a USB stick, something like that. You can turn the display off. And you can go to the second one. You can add additional shortcuts if there's somewhere in the settings you continuously go. You don't want to go through multiple screens. We've got valet mode. You can turn off the display. It tells you how to turn it back on. You just press and hold the volume button for 3 seconds. But we still have physical volume and tuning knobs, which is really nice. Press and hold. Comes back to life. Put it in reverse. Backup camera pops up. And of course, it's a little distorted because the plastic's on here, but we've got the bumper there. You've got something to relate to. As you turn the wheel, those orange lines move, show you where you're gonna end up if you keep the wheel turned that way. Lower portion, we have vehicle control, so you can turn off traction control, the cruise control, acceleration, how fast you get back to your speed. If you're following someone slower, you can turn on auto vehicle hold, which is a brake holder for construction, drive-through, and rush hour traffic. And you can turn off the steering responsive headlights if you don't like those. Driving assistance, so you can turn off pre-collision braking. You can choose the warning, how soon it's gonna come on, because it does give you an audible in addition to applying the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something. More settings, warning volume, you can change it to the digital speedometer to miles per hour if you're traveling in the States. You can turn off auto start stop, or you can do it there. They kind of double up on a few things, which is nice. We've got physical physical temperature controls for both sides, because it is dual zone climate control. So you can have two separate temperatures. When I click on the screen, I choose where I want my airflow. If I want AC, I sync the temperatures back to just driver controlled. I can make it so it just focuses the front, or I can have it focus the entire cab, which is nice. You've got fan strength buttons. They're hard to miss. Then below that, we've got our USB and our auxiliary, along with a rubberized device storage area. So that is the USB for wired Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. It is an automatic CVT with a low ratio. The park brake, you pull up to activate. If my foot's not on the brake and I push down, it doesn't go off. It actually tells me up here to press the brake pedal. So foot on the brake, push down, comes off. Even the entry-level convenience has heated seats. You've got high and low for both the driver and the passenger. With the cloth, they heat up super quickly, which is nice. We've got these offset cup holders with drink raisers. So if you have a short drink, you use this so that you're not just grabbing it by the lid. And if you have a tall drink, you take this out so there's a little bit more stability. 12-volt power point. We've got a little storage area down there, and we have a semi-soft touch armrest. And I call it semi-soft touch because this isn't leather wrapped, but it's not a hard plastic. And there's a decent amount of storage in there. Lots of room for stuff. No power point in there, but there is a place to run your power cords out of. So if you got a battery bank or something like that in there, it makes sense for that. Up top, we've got map lights. We have vanity mirror, and we have the ability to move your sunshade over and extender if the sun's directly at your left. The driver has it if it's directly, or the passenger has it if it's directly at your right. And we have grab handles to make it easier to enter and exit the vehicle. And it is the nice lighter top to this. So it is kind of a two-tone interior with the top being lighter, so it doesn't feel quite as claustrophobic. Now, I'm gonna set it up so you guys can actually see. Reminder, look in rear seat. That's because I've had the back doors open within 30 minutes of turning on the ignition. So I've got the camera set up. I'm gonna turn it on. You're gonna see the headlights swivel from left to right. And the passenger side does it too. And it's just kind of a self-check each time you turn on the Impreza. And hopefully that worked, because I can't see it from inside the vehicle. So I guess we'll find out when I go back and review the video. So So I'll give you guys that quick 360-degree walk around that I typically do at the end of the videos. Again, this is the 2024 Subaru Impreza Convenience in the magnetite gray metallic, most affordable all-wheel drive vehicle you can get in Canada. Amazing fuel efficiency, amazing in our northern winters. They can handle pretty much anything that our climate throws at it. It's a 2-liter 4-cylinder boxer engine producing 152 horsepower, and in a vehicle this size, it's fairly torquey. You get a decent amount of get up and go. So thank you for sticking with me and watching my walkthrough of the 24 Impreza Convenience. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru of Prince George. If you guys have any questions about this car, any of the tech in it, any of the vehicles in our lineup, please put the comments in the comments. Please put your questions in the comments below, or your comments in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. I'd love your feedback. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.